There are so many cool AI things you can build these days, even if you don't know how to code. Today, I want to show you how to build a personal AI assistant that automates one of the most time-consuming parts of my day using no and low-code tools, specifically n8n and hosting your VPS. Having the ability to create genuinely useful AI workflows is basically a requirement for the job market in 2026, no matter what your job is. Whether you're in tech, marketing, sales, ops, recruiting, healthcare, it doesn't really matter. If you can automate repetitive work and build reliable AI workflows, you're immediately more valuable. And also, don't underestimate how much it can help speed up routine tasks in your personal life too. So let's get started by learning about the tools we're using. n8n is a workflow automation tool. It lets you schedule tasks and move data between apps like your email, docs, databases, APIs, just using these little drag and drop nodes. You put the nodes together into a workflow. It's popular because you can automate routine tasks and also do more interesting and useful AI agent systems where the system has to reason and make decisions throughout the process. This allows us to do way more fun and useful stuff. For example, we can make workflows to draft responses to our emails, manage our calendar, update a CRM, clean up data, or even home automation. These workflows can be simple automations where we follow a fixed pipeline like first do task A, then B, then C. Or they can be agent systems that are focused on achieving a goal. The system looks at context and decides what matters, what to ignore, and what to do next. We'll build both in this video. These systems are useful because they can run routinely on a schedule without us doing anything at all. Once we set up our pipeline on n8n, we'll walk through how to self-host it on hosting or VPS so it runs 24/7 and handles our work for us. Okay, let's build it. A really fast way to get started is to use one of the templates available from n8n. The project I'm working on today is something that I really actually need for my career. I'm an applied scientist at Amazon, and I spend way too long every day reading tech news from a bunch of different newsletters, papers, all that kind of stuff. So I want to build an automation to read multiple news sources and send me a summary of the most important developments. Luckily, there are literally thousands of templates to choose from, so I can find one really quickly that I can use as a starting point. I'm picking this one because I want something that will review multiple sources and send me an email, and this looks easy to adapt to the exact sources I want. So I'll just click Use for Free and then import the template. I already have my self-hosted n8n setup, which I'll show you how to do in a little bit. As you can see, the next thing it's asking me for are credentials for the OpenAI API and Gmail. I'll walk through setting up these credentials later in the video, but for now, let's assume we have them set up. I trigger the workflow and I can see each task executing. Just make sure you've updated your email in the Send Newsletter task. And here we go. I already received an email from the workflow. But we have a problem. The template seems to be broken. The article information isn't populating the placeholders properly. Let's debug this. If we click on Executions, we can look at the logs for each step. I can click on each step and see the input and output. It looks correct. The workflow is triggered once a day or manually. We can see a list of links in the RSS sources, and the article data is being fetched properly. All the steps for data cleaning and combination look good too. Then I get to the AI newsletter curator step. And here I see the problem. In the prompt, I can see the place where the article data gets sent to OpenAI is being treated as literal text. The OpenAI model is never being sent the article data. Luckily, this is a very easy fix. All we need to do is go into the editor mode, click on the task, and then move the button above the prompt over to expression instead of fixed. Now you can see the input data in green text. I'll talk a little bit more about understanding inputs and outputs later in the video. If I trigger the workflow again, we can see the links are fixed. There are still some small things to clean up, but you can see that generally speaking, this was pretty easy to get going with. We start with a template, maybe fix some little bugs or update it for our use case, like maybe we want to use a different LLM or tweak the prompt, and there you go. This shows you how easy it is to quickly start making neat AI workflows. Now I want to dig into the details on everything from how to set up an account, to running your pipelines on a schedule, and even venturing into more complex custom agent systems. Let's start with how to set up an account on n8n. You actually have a couple of options here. The easiest way is to use n8n Cloud. All you need to do is make an account on n8n.io, and after the free trial, it's $20 a month. The other option is self-hosting. n8n is source available, so you can self-host for more options, control, and lower cost. There are two main ways to self-host. You can do a local install with Docker, which is essentially free but requires more technical setup. It's really more suited for engineers. Most folks watching this probably want something a little easier, so I'll skip the Docker setup here. Let's talk about the alternative. The other way to self-host is with something called a virtual private server, or VPS. This is a really nice middle ground where it's easy to set up but much cheaper than n8n's cloud, and that's what I use personally. I'll show you how to do that with Hostinger, the sponsor of today's video. The reason I like Hostinger is that it's not only affordable, but there's also a one-click installation template for n8n. It's super duper easy. Let me show you. First, go to the Hostinger n8n VPS page and take a look at the available plans. I like the KVM2 plan because it's more than sufficient for the kinds of workflows I need, and it's really affordable. You can get a discount if you choose a longer plan, but I'm going to go with 12 months for right now. You also have the option to select daily auto backups. I'm picking the server location closest to me and then the n8n operating system. But there are lots of other options to choose from if you're ever doing projects that you want to self-host. I also have a coupon code for 10% off. You can just input Marina Vies in all caps for that. From there, click continue and set up your login and billing. At this point, you'll be able to see your app, and you can access n8n right away by clicking Manage App. Now you can see your n8n account. Go through the onboarding, and you're all set. Now you have your own self-hosted version of n8n. Now that you know the basics, we're ready to dig into the details and build something more interesting. I'm going to extend the tech news email summary workflow and turn it into an agentic AI assistant that can help me come up with ideas for YouTube videos. I'm building this because it's genuinely useful for me, but as we go through, think about how you can adapt the components we talk about to your own life or your own work. Nothing about what we're building is specific to being a YouTuber. The system will work like this. We'll keep the tech news RSS feeds as one input data source, but we'll also add some more sources like relevant archive papers. Then we'll aggregate all the data and send it to an AI agent. The agent will look at the list of topics and decide which topics are worth making YouTube videos about. It's not just an LLM call this time though. We're gonna give the agent access to tools so it can make better decisions. We'll give the agent access to search the web and look at Google Trends to see which topics are most likely to succeed on YouTube. And we'll have the agent write up a report and send me an email with the findings. There are so many other cool things we could add here too. We could have a step to pull ideas from my Notion database, from GitHub or Twitter. We could have it send the report via Slack or Discord. I could make a bot to not only come up with ideas, but also draft outlines or do research, or even make appointments on my calendar for me to film. It's a little corny, but the sky really is the limit here. There are so many possibilities that it's literally hard for me to focus, but let's get back to the tutorial. For this workflow, we're going to use OpenAI and Gmail just like in the last example, which means we need to actually set up those credentials which we skipped over before. You can create an OpenAI API key on platform.openai.com, then just copy and paste that into the credentials area on n8n. You can leave the defaults the same. Just make sure you have billing set up properly on OpenAI so you have credits ready to go and possibly auto recharge enabled. Gmail is a little bit trickier to set up, but luckily the docs are linked right in n8n so we can just follow along. First, we need to create a Google Cloud Console project. Go to console.cloud.google.com. Then in the top menu, select the project dropdown and select New Project, or go directly to the New Project page. Enter a project name and select the location for your project. Click Create, and there we go. From here, make sure you can see the correct project in the top dropdown. Then on the left, select API and Services, then Library. At this point, search for the Gmail API and click Enable. Now click OAuth consent screen and get started. Enter a name for your n8n app and your email address. On the Audience tab, select External, because in this workflow, we're connecting a regular Gmail account outside of our Google Workspace domain. And internal only works if you're restricted to users inside a Google Workspace organization. Add an email for Google to use to contact you about changes in your project. Click the last couple buttons to finish this step, and I promise we're almost done. Now click on Branding on the left side. Scroll down to the Authorized Domains section. If you're using n8n's cloud service, write n8n.cloud. If you're self-hosting on Hostinger, use hostinger.cloud. Now we're ready to set up our Google OAuth credentials. Go back to the API and Services tab and select Credentials. Select the Create Credentials button and click on OAuth Client ID. In the Application Type dropdown, select Web Application and change the name to something you'll recognize. If you're using n8n Cloud, you're done with this step. If you're self-hosting, grab the OAuth redirect URL from n8n and add that to the authorized redirect URIs in Google Console. Select Create. Now copy the information from the credentials on the Google Console back over to n8n. Then sign in with Google and you'll see the account connected successfully. Finally. That was the most annoying part of this whole thing, but we're done now, so on to the more fun stuff. To start this idea assistant, I'm going to duplicate the existing news workflow we have. Now the first change I want to make is to add more input RSS feeds. In Editor View, I'm going to click on the Configure RSS Sources node and toggle the mode to JSON Editor. Then I'm going to copy and paste the list of RSS feeds from the old workflow here. If you're not used to coding, this might look a little bit intimidating, but don't be scared. JSON is just a way to structure data, and it's pretty intuitive to work with once you get used to it. I'll explain it throughout. Now we're going to add a few more data sources to the JSON. I'm adding TLDR AI, the batch, and AI/ML papers from archive. Then I'm going to execute the previous node so we can see the input data, which is just the time the workflow is triggered. Then I'll execute this node and we can see the updated list of RSS feeds, including our new ones. The next two nodes can remain the same. These are just preparing links and gathering data sources. After we've gathered data, the next node uses some JavaScript code to filter the articles. This is a good time to show you the chat integration. I can copy-paste this code into the built-in chat in n8n and get an explanation of what the code is doing. Turns out this JavaScript is pretty simple and is just limiting the input data to 5 articles max from each data source. The built-in chat is also useful for handling errors. When I added the new RSS feeds, we broke the expected schema. We can use the LLM to help us figure out the problem and suggest updated code to fix it. Now that we have the input data, we're going to change this boring AI news curator node from just an LLM call to a real AI agent. We can click the plus button on the right, then pick the agent option. We're going to say the source for chat is defined below, and I'll go over those details in a moment. Then we pick the LLM the agent will use. I'm going to go with OpenAI's GPT 5.2, give it access to web search, and increase the reasoning effort since this is a hard task and I'm only running once a day. We can then add tools. Right now, I'll add a placeholder HTTP request tool, which we're going to use for Google Trends. I actually set up this agent node already, so let's walk through it. What I've done here is updated the prompt to instruct the agent to act like a YouTube expert who's helping me to select and validate topics. I tell it to search the web for additional context if it needs to, and to come up with a short list of topics. For each item in the shortlist, it must use Google Trends to verify that there's interest in the topic. Here's how I set up the Google Trends tool. I'm using the SERP API Search API. We start by giving the tool a description so the agent knows the tool exists and how to use it. I set up the API key already, which I skipped here since you just sign up for an account on SERP API and then grab the API key. Nothing fancy. Then we need to define the query parameters the agent should use. Most of these will always be the same every time the agent calls the API. Things like use the Google Trends engine and use English. The key thing is the Q parameter, which is what we use for the Google Trends query. We click the little sparkle next to the value so the agent can fill that in. Once we've set up the agent, we can replace the old simple LLM call with our new agent system and execute the workflow again. It's neat to watch each step execute, especially LLM and tool calls going back and forth. And here's the new email. Obviously, I'd want to update the formatting, but you can see I'm getting a ton of useful information now. I just think this is so fun. So now we have this set up to run once a day and get ideas delivered to my inbox. It's self-hosted for a really good rate, and I can keep iterating on it and making it more and more useful. For example, I want to add another node to find things on Google Trends the news articles may have missed. I also want to connect my Notion database that has all my backlog ideas, and make another agent whose job it is to research those ideas and see which ones could work. But I'll stop here for today's tutorial. I hope this was useful and that you're excited to start building fun, useful agents to help with your work or personal life. This is such an important skill and differentiator in the job market, and it's really pretty accessible. If you'd like to learn more about the inner workings of agent systems and more about how to build advanced multi-agent systems, check out my Complete Agents course that's up next. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.